It's the state of Warzone. What are we in for?
Oh my god, dude, this guy is different.
Yo, look at it. Gonna be. Wait, on me.
See, you know when people are having fun. But when they're not, you can easily tell as well. And
so much gameplay, so much entertainment.
It shows.
So poor driving skills. He still gets the kill though.
Hit again.
Nah, that's crazy.
Yo, how do you guys lose with 3 hackers? Wallah, answer me. You guys need to answer me. 3 fucking hackers you guys broke down?
Come on here. Oh, it's over.
Bro, come on, man.
What are we doing?
Something is seriously wrong with Warzone right now, and I genuinely don't know what's happening. Every year we get a new Call of Duty, a new Warzone, and the same.
By the way, we are in a cycle where we reach an all-time high, then it takes a dip for whatever reason. It is the COD cycle, but it seems like this one's different.
Thing happens. The community gets excited thinking that this year might be the year that we're back. This year might be the year that everything changes. Then the game comes out and the sad reality is nothing's really changed. We play the game for a couple months, get tired of it, rinse and repeat year after year. But sadly, this year is significantly worse than any years before. Probably one of the biggest Warzone accounts in all of X or Twitter, Modern Warzone, tweeted this: "I feel like Warzone is genuinely dying." And the comments are pretty bad. Charlie Intel replied, "The problem is that nothing will really change. Microsoft is going around toting how Black Ops 6 is the most successful Call of Duty ever, every chance they get."
And technically it is just based off movement and how multiplayer was. It was fun. It was good. It was in a good spot. I mean, there are some things that could have been different, but it's...
He even went on to make a post of what the
missing.
game actually needs right now to improve. He said, "A working anti-cheat, stop resetting quality of life features every year, allow for big map rotations, have consistent releases and content for both big map and resurgence, rebalance aim assist plus keyboard and mouse, fix audio issues, and better servers." And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are streamers that are even contemplating quitting. D-Laner says, "Can't believe it's been 5 years of this, but depending on how many cheaters / lobby crashes we run into, this may be our final session before full-time Marvel rivals. I don't know what the f to play anymore."
I think that's the issue. I'm not going to try to pause too much again here. I do it so many times, I try not to. That's the issue when you are someone who is in content. You don't rely on a specific game, but when you're good at one thing, all right, that's what you tend to play. But most people are pretty talented in what they play. I'm neither biased nor on a side of, oh, this person's cheating and whatever, but it's difficult when everyone plays a certain game because they're good at it. Like, what else can they play?
For those of y'all that don't know, cheating is absolutely ridiculous at the moment. YouTuber Swag said, "Think about this shit. I played hackers all day. That's bad enough. But when we kill the hackers, they get mad and press
better at that game other than just constantly
to crash
playing it?
The whole lobby. Like, how is that not embarrassing?" Let me show you a clip of this happening.
Yeah, there was 2 on my mark rotating up. They should be on D. They know where he's at. I don't know what they had.
Come on here. Oh, it's over.
Bro, come on, man.
And we've seen this. Yep, this has been going on for like a week or so now. A little over a week.
Fix the game. I'm torturing time playing this.
You know what's crazy? That obsidian camo on that jackal.
You know, I'm just gonna play Fortnite. I'm gonna go ballistic. I'm gonna be a ballistic pro in Fortnite. Why the am I playing this game? I'm going to World War II for dance comes out. I can't take this. I can't take this. I can't take this.
Know for a fact, like 3 veins.
You think he's good?
Yo. Like that, bro, like that was a genuine crash. trash talk.
As you can see,
That's
Hunk
insane.
was not happy. OG Call of Duty player Nade Shot tweeted this: thinking of playing something new on stream since Call of Duty is infested with cheaters and the servers they provide for us
Which I did
have the
react to
tick
his
rate of
video
the server that
yesterday,
played
by the way.
in 2009. It's a primitive gaming experience. People have even been addressing Call of Duty themselves. My boy Doug is Raw said, bro, respectfully, get someone or multiple someones on the damn button
Yeah.
and start mopping these cheaters. He means get somebody to manually ban them. Legit,
Yes.
the media
Yep.
is spewing with negativity to its max about cheating and we aren't doing anything. Do better. So how bad is this actually? Is the game really that bad or are content creators just exaggerating? Well, this tweet right here kind of explains it.
I don't know about exaggerating, because if, let's say, there are just even people who play for fun in the game, because I play for fun too, don't get me wrong, I want to be competitive, but there are times where I'm just like, I'm more for the fun of it than anything else. And it sucks when you got cheaters in the lobbies.
Twitter user Anthony said, Black Ops 6/Warzone 3 has now lost a higher percentage of players than Modern Warfare 2/Warzone 2 did in December of 2022. So back in December of 2022, Warzone 2 came out, which was arguably the worst Warzone we've ever had. And in
Dolphin
December, they
diving
saw a
everywhere instead
decline
of
of right
canceling,
here,
it sucked.
20.34%. Now
And it's not
fast forward to
dolphin diving
today,
that sucked.
Black Ops 6 integration, they've officially lost minus
It was the mechanics of the game.
20.35% of their player base. But this doesn't really show the whole picture. We know that Call of Duty doesn't make public their actual player count. Right now, the only numbers that we have to go off of are Steam numbers. And we have seen Treyarch say that this has been the biggest launch ever in any Call of Duty history, while also keeping the most retention of players throughout any Call of Duty lifecycle. So I'm not too sure what to believe here. I'm sure a big part of the decline in Steam numbers are due to people playing on Game Pass now. Because
True.
for those of you that don't know, it's practically free to play now.
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
exactly are people upset about? Is everybody finally just tired of the same cycle every single time with nothing changing? Back in Modern Warfare 20,
I think we just want more stuff to come in the game, right? You just want more features. You want updates to the weapon balancing. You want to keep it fresh, like Fortnite's doing. But I don't know if whoever they have at COD, they're doing what they need to, but at the same time they're not.
19, Warzone was at its
They're-
literal pinnacle. Everything was so simple and it
I
actually
don't know
felt
what the
like a
word to
BR.
describe that
Fast
is.
forward to today, the game feels nothing
Stuff?
like a true BR. You take other big BRs like Apex and
Maybe?
Fortnite, and those genuinely do feel like a BR. As opposed to Call of Duty, there's redeploy flares, gulag tokens, buybacks are 3K, and it's so easy to come back. Call of Duty now has turned into a glorified resurgence mode, which I do think has lost its touch completely from the player base. Right now, BR in Call of Duty doesn't feel like BR. Now, that's just one issue. I do believe that that will help the game, but ultimately, the big thing that I think right now, currently in Warzone, is stopping the player base from playing this game is cheaters. I can confidently say that the cheating right now is as bad as Modern Warfare 2019. And for those of y'all that don't
Are we complaining a little too much because it's not what it was when we were playing back when COVID was, right? Like when Warzone initially came out, right? There were hardly any complaints until there were more cheaters, obviously, but it was like for the last 3-ish years, we've been complaining more than we were when Modern Warfare 2019 came out and Warzone came out. So are we just trying to go back to the days where we had it good? But we can't do that, right?
don't remember, the cheating was really bad back then. And dare I say it, it might even be worse. Now, I want to put a disclaimer here.
agree,
I do
I
play
agree.
ranked whenever I play Warzone. So that might be why I run into way more cheaters than most people. Playing the game before ranked came out, I can honestly say I ran into maybe a handful of cheaters. But on ranked play in both multiplayer and Warzone, it's absolutely ridiculous. I showed you the tweets earlier of everybody talking about how bad it was. And honestly, I don't think that does it justice. Something seriously needs to change here because the anti-cheat is not working. I would not be surprised if somebody told me that the anti-cheat was shut off. Call of Duty yesterday just released a blog pretty much talking about the new changes coming to their anti-cheat. To summarize, they're pretty much saying a kernel level driver and a brand new server-side protections launching in season 2 and 3. I'm not gonna sit here and
Too
try
far.
to act
It's
like I
too
can
far,
decipher
though. I
everything
said that
in this
yesterday,
message.
too. It's
But
too
what I
far.
will say is, if they're making changes in season 2 and 3, it might be too late. I don't know why it's taken this long to get rid of hackers when, again, it's been in the game since Modern Warfare 2019. Now, I'm not oblivious and I understand that hacking is inevitable and it will always happen. But
Yes.
right now, if it feels like I'm getting a hacker 50% of the time or even every single game, I would like that to be 1 in every 10. Take Valorant
At
as
least
an example.
address,
Their
right?
anti-cheat is literally running circles on Ricochet. Now, it's not perfect, I understand that, but it's quite literally the best anti-cheat at the moment. So that leads me to believe that it is possible to fix this issue, but for whatever
I don't think it's the best anti-cheat at the moment. I think it was up there, right? But it's like Ricochet just stopped working since this integration of the game came out.
whatever reason, things aren't changing. I want to ask you guys a question, and I brought this up in previous videos, but I'm genuinely curious because I want everybody to really think about this. Should Warzone break away from multiplayer? And better
Yes.
yet, should Call of Duty continue to do yearly releases? Let's go over the first one. Should Warzone break away from multiplayer? Let's look at a game like Fortnite, where they had saved the world and eventually made a battle royale. This, in my opinion, is generally one of the biggest things that I think they can do to make this game stop being bad. Every year, we have to start from scratch, and every year, all the quality of life updates that we spent 12 months getting better are reduced to nothing when the new
yeah.
Warzone integration happens. Think about how inefficient that is to every year start from a blank canvas again. For multiplayer, it makes sense because you have a different studio working on the game every 3 years. When it comes to Warzone, it's mostly one studio working on it every single year. But they then
For
have to
the
take
most
6
part.
months to try to fix the game from the previous developer. Think about how this studio has literally less than 1 year to try to integrate any of the new main game's movements, mechanics,
the
etc.
old one,
into
yeah.
Warzone. Not to mention having to fix the game from any mistakes that the previous studio had. Warzone 2. So there's constantly no room for
You have to call
innovation.
anyone
It
out?
seems like it's just integrate the new Warzone, fix the new Warzone, get ready to implement the new Warzone, then cycle continues again. Call of Duty has stated in one of their blogs that their goal is to make the game one-to-one from Warzone to multiplayer. But I just don't believe that's the way this should be. Multiplayer and Warzone are two completely different games. I'm gonna use visual recoil as an example. In multiplayer, visual recoil isn't as exaggerated. You can't really
True.
tell as much
It's
because
slim
all
to
your
none.
gunfights are pretty close. But when it comes to Warzone, everything is much more exaggerated. The
Yeah.
average time to kill is significantly increased, which means you have to be shooting your gun longer, and the average gun engagements is significantly farther, which means that visual recoil is way more noticeable. Now,
And I get that in Warzone, you know, you got armor plates, the health is a little bit higher. I get that, but why am I shooting like we got an XM4, right? We got an XM4, 100 rounds, guaranteed it's gonna take at least half the mag before you actually get a kill.
Treyarch made a change to reduce
Okay, 26 bullets, not bad.
visual recoil significantly on Warzone.
And then when you're shooting more, another 26,
But
right?
it also
Close to
affected
it.
multiplayer as well. The Warzone side, people were really happy with this change, but a lot of multiplayer players really hated it, saying that the game was way too easy now. Again, two completely different games that are trying to be one-to-one, which just
And those who play multiplayer compared to those who primarily play Warzone, right? You have to understand the difference between the two, right? You can't. You're basically comparing apples to oranges instead of apples to apples.
doesn't make sense. If Call of Duty just focused on separating multiplayer and Warzone, I genuinely believe that we would be in a way better spot
They might
every
be.
single year. They would no longer have to focus on fixing the game and they could actually make improvements. Why did we have last year all these amazing quality of life improvements
And then
such
it
as
goes
default
away.
perks, but weren't integrated into this year's Warzone? Call of Duty should be its own standalone game that has a default foundation, and every year they build upon that. Right now, every year they reset that foundation. If there's one thing that I think is truly ruining this game, I think it's that. Now, let's say that's not possible. Then do you think Call of Duty should stop their annual releases? Okay, I don't believe that'll ever happen because
no.
they make way too much money.
Yeah.
But let's think hypotheticals here. Would that fix anything when it comes to COD?
No, 'cause
Or
we
better
still
yet,
complain.
they bring in another studio instead of right now 3 on rotation, they bring in 4, which means each Call of Duty that releases every year would have 4 years to make their game instead of 3. But the rumor
Wow.
is that
Yeah.
Black Ops 6 was given 4 years to make as opposed to 3. So is an extra
Interesting.
year even helpful in that regard? Right now, Warzone is
Maybe,
plagued
maybe
with
not.
cheaters, plagued with bad servers, plagued with just feels like the same damn thing every single year. Verdansk is
still
coming
play.
back in March, and Call of Duty has to do something. When Verdansk drops, people will come back. But how long they stay really depends on Call of Duty and their willingness to listen to their community.
I know I just restarted, but I said this in yesterday's video in the fact that if everyone who is coming across cheaters just stop playing Call of Duty, Warzone, multiplayer ranked, and ranked Warzone, if we just stopped, play something else, let all the cheaters stay in there, the cheaters will have to report cheaters for cheating, right? That there's no two ways about that. They're going to start reporting cheaters for cheating. It's going to happen all across. What if they just ban each other, right? Think about it. Like, what if it does happen? What if we're able to make that happen, right? If COD, if Treyarch can't do anything about it, Ravensoft, Ricochet, they can't do anything about it. Technically, if we all just stop playing for the up until the new year, middle of January, until they figure something out, it may be our best bet. But it's the state of Warzone, right?